The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of salt. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking Halo, Episode 5, Reckoning. Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast. We're talking Halo, the Paramount Plus TV show. And I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds. Matt Vader's here. What's up, dude?
I'm blind.
You went to the eye doctor,
I went to the eye doctor like 20 minutes ago.
Your
So
eyes?
my eyes are all numb and messed up.
You drove here?
I did, yeah.
That's safe.
I know. It's all, I
You
can
should have
see.
come up with a better story.
Jude's also here.
I went to the old man eye doctor.
It should have been like I'm baked out of my mind right now. You want to see?
Stuck a fork in it. That was weird. Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, your shit's fucked up. Hi, good morning.
And Matt Kadish, man behind the curtain. What's up?
So I just want to preface this review by saying that CBS is run by a bunch of jerks, and they've been copy claiming our review videos for Halo. So our normal reviews for this show aren't up to the quality standards to my liking. We can't use contextual clips at all. Otherwise, we get struck down by CBS. So we're using still frames and all that jazz. And I've also been kind of breaking down the episodes via plot line, but because we've been having so much trouble with our Halo reviews, at this point, I'm just kind of like, screw it. And we're just kind of going to be loosey-goosey with our reviews, whereas we're normally more structured.
We've been asking.
like it.
What?
Yeah, we've been asking for that for a long time.
No.
And he's like, no, it must be
Oh,
perfect.
shit. What does it take to get a Kadish to go fuck it?
get-
He went full fuck it, you guys.
He did. He did.
Just
Lucy,
continually
Lucy.
blocking videos. I spend hours upon hours
Because
editing.
in reality, this episode is only 13 minutes long because
Yes.
this is the only 13 minutes anybody really cares about.
Yep.
But so I want to take a minute to just say, like, I've been watching Angry Joe's show, like his
He's
his
so
whole
angry.
thing with CBS, insane. And his channel's big. He's got like 3 million subscribers. His channel's big enough that he can actually fight them, which is great. Good for them.
And he's giving 0 apps about it.
I know,
It's
I love it.
hilarious.
And even so, he's still like praising this episode in particular, which was fine. It was like, okay, cool, right on. Good for Angry Joe. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah,
but the other thing,
it's funny because he keeps getting his videos blocked, and he like goes back, re-edits them, uploads them, gets them blocked, and then like every time he re-uploads, he puts on a new like kind of bumper where he's just like ranting against CBS.
the video I watched had 3 different intros that were him just going, I freaking hate CBS. The other thing I wanted to mention, though, is there's another channel that I watch that reviews this show, and they use full contextual audio and video clips that are longer than 5 seconds
Really?
that do not get blocked. And I'm like, the only thing that I can tell that's the difference is that he says in the beginning, like one of the first things he says before he starts a review is, I'm going to be comparing canon to the show. Even if I'm comparing it and they're different, does not mean it's a criticism. And then he just goes into his thing.
So he kisses their ass first.
Oh. Because he's a
And then
little
he
like,
goes-
calm down, guys. I don't know. Because it's a good channel, and his reviews are good, and they're honest, and he calls out like the Kwan Ha bull crap.
Yeah.
But they don't care that he has videos in his channel. So
What do you think it would cost to send CBS a gift basket every week? Because we do have that new affiliate, Wicked
Oh,
Good
the
Cupcakes.
the Wicked Good Cupcakes?
Yeah.
Do we have a website set up for that already?
Wicked Good?
Wicked Good Cupcakes,
Wicked
bro.
Good Cupcakes.
The
Wicked
Good.
Good Cupcakes.
Nice.
We're going to send you a gift basket
You're
to
going to
CBS.
eat one, you're going to go, that's wicked good.
Are they from Boston? Boston?
I don't
How do you
know.
say it?
Okay, there's-
Boston.
Or they're
Wicked.
Satanists.
Wicked. This your cousin from Boston eating cupcakes.
Say hi to your mother for me.
With these Wicked Good Cupcakes.
It's Mark Wahlberg's cupcakes.
So it's like it's those
Roll cakes.
Wall cakes.
wall cakes. That's
Wicked
good.
good wall cakes.
I like that.
We got pancakes. We got cupcakes.
We got wall
cakes.
cakes.
Yeah. We got wedding cakes. You getting married? Good for fucking you. Have a wicked good cupcake.
Trademark. Copyright.
Yeah.
Wall cakes. That's
Wall
ours.
cakes.
We're making them.
Trademark.
We're terrible at this job. What's our affiliate link, Kadish?
It would be saltynerd.com/cupcakes.
There you go.
Really?
Grab yourself some cupcakes, folks.
Yeah, get some cupcakes.
That's awesome. Wow. We just like segued right into that.
Perfect.
I wonder if they have donuts. I've been craving donuts ever since we talked about Wayne's World.
Walnuts?
So is it? Do they
Walnuts.
use? I got a cupcake question.
I got a cream-filled walnut for you.
Do they use buttercream or the fondant?
Oh, I hate
I hate
fondant.
fondant.
Oh, fondant sucks.
If that's fondant, don't buy it. We'll
No,
get another
get the
affiliate.
fuck out of
You
here.
can buy it if
Fuck
you
them.
like fondant.
Yeah, buttercream.
Not gonna
Butter.
yuck your yum. Don't yuck people's yum.
Oh no, nobody likes fondant. If you
Fondant-
like fondant, I don't like you. There's
Fondant's
something
for,
wrong with you.
fondant's for decoration only, all right?
It is. Yeah.
Not actually edible. Should scroll across the bottom of the screen every time you have a fondant cake.
It's some flour paste. But you can make it really cool. Like
That was a
stuff with
great sound effect. Yep.
it. Yeah. It's my fondant sound.
But
Halo, episode 5, Reckoning. 13 minutes of this episode was great. The rest of it was boring.
Can't we just talk about fondant for 20 minutes?
No.
yeah, that's the most fun I'm gonna have today.
The rest of the show,
Cupcakes.
You guys.
the rest of the show is Master Chief trolling us, taking his helmet off. the whole
Oh,
time.
somebody mentioned, they were like, hey, man, you guys should start a drinking game. And it's just every time he takes his helmet off, you take a shot. We'd be like, we'd be
Dead.
so dead.
Remember
Dead.
the code word episode?
Oh,
That was awful.
well, that was absinthe, though. I might be able to hold it if it's,
That was absent.
yeah. Did we just usually forget about that episode? We were just like, what happened?
God, I went
Blacked
into
out.
I went into a hole
Yeah,
for a second.
you all went into a memory hole.
Mm-hmm. Assassin movies. Anyway,
Let's do a break and then come back and talk about the episode.
we'll take a right. What he just said.
Did you just say we'll take a rape?
Yep.
Get on my raping
I'm
shoes.
sorry, I can't talk. Welcome back. All right, we're going to talk about Halo, episode 5, Reckoning. The one with the 13-minute battle action scene. That's probably the only part we're going to talk about. Kadish.
So we're going to talk about more than that. All right, so we're going to get
We're all gonna overrule Kaden. It's gonna be a mutiny because we're all pirates.
We're going to get Kwan Ha out of the way real quick. So we already kind of talked about her a little bit, but Kwan Ha and Soren have broken down in the wastelands of Madrigal, and Soren is fed up with Kwan Ha's shit and handcuffs her to a bike while he goes to get an alternative means of transportation, telling Kwan she's going to work off her debt to him by being a pirate. No rape mentioned. Kwan Ha breaks free of her cuffs and goes full Fremen by hiding in the sand until Soren arrives in his dune buggy. And she sneaks up on this fully trained Spartan like a ninja, tases him with her stun stick, and takes his gun and considers shooting him while he's unconscious. The end.
I just want to laugh about the 2 minutes of screen time that Kwan Ha had in this episode.
When she threw a temper tantrum.
She threw a temper tantrum for 2 minutes. Smashing a rock. I hate you. And then she got the drop on a Spartan. She hid
Yeah. that's
like
bullshit.
some freaking camouflage, whatever the hell, underneath the sand, pops up and
Yeah.
freaking knocks
Is
him out with a
is he-
taser.
Is he a fully trained Spartan?
Yeah. I mean, he's got.
Because he left
He
when
left.
he was like 12, right?
He's also
older
a
than
pirate.
Yeah, he's like a savvy
Yar.
pirate, dude. He had his own ship. He runs the freaking rubble town. Like, come on, man.
I guess, yeah.
This little girl's not going to get the drop on him.
He took on her aunt's 5 security guys all at once.
Mm-hmm.
She buried
Check
herself
their
in the
asses.
sand, man. It was very, very good.
Is that her one skill she has?
She's a Fremen.
Well, who knows? She's probably going to be like the world's largest Mary Sue after Ray Palpatine.
I hate her
And,
so
This
much.
is the most unlikable character
I
ever.
got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
First off, where did he get the dune buggy?
Oh, he stole it.
I would have rather have had the show go with him
Yeah.
on his
Yeah.
little, like, I'm going to go pirate something.
There's an adventure there.
Yeah. Where did he go? He found some village somewhere with a dune buggy and he was like, these are mine now, bitch.
Instead, we get.
Like, I want to see
Kwan Ha.
that.
Oh
Is that-
yeah, the show creators were like, I know what people want to see.
Yeah, we want to see.
We
Kwan
want
Ha
to see her hitting a motorcycle
Yeah.
with a rock.
Yeah.
throwing a
For
temper
2
tantrum.
whole minutes.
Throwing a goddamn temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Just like that chick, the GIF, the freaking SJW chick at that
Ooh,
Steven
that would
Crowder
be-
thing.
That would be a good.
That was
gift.
basically, instead of putting the clip from the show, which is essentially the same thing. So yeah,
She's got the stupid SJW haircut.
Mm.
It fits perfect.
it just needs to be a different color. But
If
yeah,
it was purple or something,
exactly.
it'd be great.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this was terrible. This was a terrible 2 minutes. Nobody liked it.
At least
It also-
at least it was only 2 minutes, and that's all we had to see
Oh,
of her.
thank God. Can you imagine like half the episode of just her like
2 minutes too long.
complaining
Yeah.
in the desert? So the other thing, real quick about this, is just like how incredibly unlikable is this character that she then proceeds to point a gun to the guy who's been helping her out for the past 4 episodes.
You know what the best thing about this character is that I've noticed in the last couple of weeks of looking online and stuff? Nobody likes her.
Nobody,
Nobody likes her.
even people who love this show, don't like Kwan Ha.
Don't like her. Yeah,
It's weird.
it's very strange.
I'm wondering why Soren isn't just turning her in for the bounty, like
Like he said he was
Like
going
he
to?
said he was
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing that happened here made any kind of sense. What should have happened was he should have just said, I'm going to cut my losses because everyone that you come in contact with,
dies.
you get killed. So you want to go? Go. Bye now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get me a fresh new buggy.
Yeah.
And they should have parted ways. And that should have been the last we saw. Instead, he handcuffs her for future use later, which is also going to get him killed. And then she gets herself free. And at that point, she also could have just fucked off, which is what she said she wanted to do. Instead, she stays. She lies in wait. And then she attacks him when he comes back. What the hell for? You said you just wanted to go. Fucking go, bitch. Go.
How heavy is the bike? Is it hard to push a bike? I mean, she only made it like 50 yards, and
No,
then she stopped.
It's not hard to push a bike.
I mean, I've
she
pushed bikes
was
before.
trying to drag the bike.
Yeah.
Just push it. And then when you got to a downhill spot, hop on and go for a ride.
Was she like trying to push it with the brake on
Well,
or something?
I think the way that she was handcuffed to the bike was impeding her from being able to actually like ride it or push it in a proper way or something.
Well, the bike was busted.
Yeah, but you can coast it. Put that bitch in neutral.
Just push it uphill and go downhill.
I mean, this is where she's from. She's a desert person. She can obviously blend in with the land. Just go for a walk.
Yeah.
Just go for a fucking walk.
I also like how rocks were able to just like take the metal right off the bike.
That was
Like the lock was still there, but it was like
it was the metal. It was
bike-
actually the
bike
metal
brake.
piece from the bike that fell off. Which whatever, I don't care. Anyway, moving on. What happens next? Because I don't really want to talk about Kwan Ha.
I just think it's funny that Soren's like, you're going to work off your debt. I hope you're good at pirating. And you're like, she isn't. She's
Yeah.
never pirated.
Yeah,
anything.
she's terrible at most things. Send her for drugs
Yeah.
and then sell the
Oh,
drugs.
she can-
That's your new entrepreneur
Yeah.
relationship.
She's like a truffle pig.
Yeah.
She's a drug truffle
She's
pig.
a truffle pig.
Sell her to Nick Cage.
Perfect.
He's shy one truffle pig.
Now that's a show I'd watch.
Quan
You know
truffle
what?
pig.
Quan pig. Quan the
The
truffle pig.
Adventures
Quig.
of Nick Cage and Kwan Ha. Just out in the forest looking
Yeah.
for.
Because anybody who's
Truffles.
going to be able to handle Kwan Ha's nonsense, it's crazy Nick Cage.
Yeah, because he just wants to trip balls or something.
And if she wants to go on walkabout for 3 weeks, he's just going to be like, yeah, cool, go.
Yeah.
He's not going to handcuff her to
we just
anything.
rewrote the show. We made Kwan Ha cool.
Yeah.
See,
She's
I
a
love it
truffle
when we
pig.
do this.
We're
I
the
love
only
it when
ones
we
who can.
fix shows.
Kwan Ha the truffle pig.
Well, we didn't fix Quan Ha. We just added Nick Cage, who's infinitely better
Makes
than
everything
Quan Ha.
better.
We took her out of this show and put her in a different
in
movie.
a Nick Cage movie.
Yeah, we fixed it.
We replaced a pig
Yeah.
with Kwan Ha. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
We should
We're
be
canceled.
hired by show creators to fix their shit.
Mm.
We're the Jonathan Tropper of podcasts.
Oh, Jesus.
I love it. All right, let's talk about Master Chief.
Well, before we get to Master Chief, we have one more storyline to quickly cover, and that is McKee's storyline. Remember how McKee was going to take the Covenant to Madrigal and all the storylines were going to converge? Well, that's not happening. McKee has her troops looking through the old cave where the original artifact was found in episode 1 until the new artifact summons her and they fuck right off to the UNSC on Irradius 2, making Quan's storyline even more worthless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Did you guys forget about that?
Yep.
Which one? What?
The chosen one or whatever the hell, that chick.
Oh, the
She went to
traitor, the one who's raised by aliens?
Yeah, she went to the cave where the first episode started, and then they just left.
Yeah, she has like her Covenant
Yeah.
lackeys going around trying to find other artifacts within the cave to figure out where the UNSC took that other artifact, and she's trying to convince all the
This gets case.
all the elites that she's, like, I may be human, but like I'm one of you, and they're just like, oh, whatever. There's nothing here, and she's like, keep looking, and then eventually, during Master Chief's storyline, the bigger artifact sends out like a distress call, and she's like, I know where this is, and then like literally like half hour later, they're at this other planet.
Because
Zip right
time
to it.
travel and space travel is like a ball of yarn.
Hey,
yarn.
so Master Chief storyline.
It's a ball of yarn.
Go ahead, take it away.
All right, so we start with a flashback to the Reach for Life on Irradius 2, where we see Halsey and Keyes touring the colony's school, and there they witness a young John 117 save a kid from falling and hurting himself, despite the fact that the kid is twice as big as John. I actually really like this scene.
It was a good scene. It's a little bit different than core canon, but it still has the same message to it. Master Chief, like John, when he was a kid, he was playing a game of King of the Hill, I think, is when Halsey first saw him, and he was like just kicking everybody else's ass. this version paints him in more of like a heroic, like, oh, I'm saving this kid, and I'm not like beating the shit out of a bunch of them. So.
That was a very unsafe playground.
It was an extremely unsafe. It was like a freaking endless
bridge. Reminded me of playgrounds I used to grow up on.
I got the impression that he knocked that kid off and then was like, "Oh shit!" And now I have to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
Is that what happened in the game? In the
well, what happened in the show is the bigger kid was being a bully. He was trying to jostle the rope ladder to knock the other kids off, and he lost his footing and was about to fall. And
that's who was doing that? The
Yeah.
other kid? Oh, okay.
yeah, and John, being like small and weak, he still held on to the kid's hand until he was able to crawl back up, and that just kind of showed that, you know, John's kind of natural propensity to
Heroics.
yeah, to save people, even though like he wasn't like, you know, strong enough to actually like
He's
save
just
the
full
guy.
of integrity.
Sure, great.
I'm flashing back to when I was a kid right now.
Were you Master Chief?
No, I was in not the Boy Scouts, and we went to not
Eagle Scouts?
No, we went to not Boy Scout Island, where we all have our little not Boy Scout jamboree thing.
This feels like a thing you and your friends made up.
No. See, I was raised in a cult, a weird
That's
church
right.
cult.
Okay, yeah.
And we had not the Boy Scouts.
Okay.
They were called Royal Rangers, and it's church scouts basically, and they were terrible. And we had this island that had stuff like that on it all over the place, and the little rope bridges and stuff, and just a lot of incidents like that happened. Except they were over like swampy mud pits that kids would fall off into and have to drag themselves out.
Well,
Be miserable the whole weekend. Yeah.
When I was in the actual Boy Scouts, we used to go to these like survival training camps where
Yeah.
they would have like all these like different what do you call it, like obstacles that you'd have to learn teamwork and,
Yep.
and overcome and stuff
Alex
like that.
is losing his mind.
Mhm.
What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? Honey child, what's wrong?
These two guys
Mhm.
were both in versions of Boy Scouts, whatever, military, outdoorsy, survival training. I didn't do any of that shit. I'm way more capable of surviving outside than both of you guys.
Oh, I can survive. I told you, I'm a country boy.
I'm gonna go
believe
full
you.
Fremen.
Well,
You want to go camping?
I don't like to camp.
Exactly.
You know why?
Alex, I
because
would-
that's how I grew the fuck up.
I
I
feel
hate
like
it.
you
Yeah.
think enjoying something is the same thing as being adaptable.
Also, I would hide in the sand and tase you as soon as you
Yeah.
turned your back.
Yeah.
Dude, I go into the wilderness, I disappear. I'm like a fucking wilderness ninja.
And then
you
when the
stand
aliens,
really still so no one can see you.
when the aliens
Yeah.
show up, I go, "I'm here! Come get me!"
Come get me! Kill me now!
It's like when I go into the forest, I'm the guy that people accidentally take a picture of and they think it's Bigfoot. Like, Steve, it's right there. So, no.
Dude, I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok today. It was all conspiracy theory, Bigfoot shit. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
amazing.
It's like I start lumbering through the
It's
forest.
the worst videos possible ever. And they're like, look, it's Bigfoot. I'm like, it's a blur.
Look, there's Bigfoot right there. It's
Vader.
And I go. and I blend into the my camouflage abilities. They just immediately blend into the forest.
God damn it, dude. We really don't care about Halo, do we? That's fine.
That movie, that famous movie of the
Oh, yeah,
of the
from the
Bigfoot
70s?
in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
70s in
That's
Northern
you?
California. No, it's my uncle.
Gotcha.
It's my uncle Rod. He was out hunting. And, you know, we just have.
Is it his camouflage? Is
it's
that what he
just-
wore for
yeah,
camo?
That's right.
It was a ghillie suit?
He wore
That's it.
actual bark.
That's just him. True story.
Okay.
So getting back to Halo, you know the big reveal at the end of this opening scene is that Commander Keyes was with Halsey at the school, and he witnessed this thing, and I was like, well, he was married to her, so like, why is this a big reveal? That he was, like,
Do you think
part
it
of
was a big reveal? Because I just kind of was like, yeah, okay. Because I'm pretty sure he was with her in
Well,
Canada, too.
I mean, like the camera pans over and it shows him, and he like turns around, and he like
They're
looks at
making it a
John.
point to be like,
He's
and he
been-
was in on it.
Well, I think what they're doing is because that pays off later when older John confronts him in a little bit and is like, hey, what happened to me when I was a kid? And he's like, oh, I don't know.
Well, I think it also shows that he was like a bigger part of the Spartan program than we currently think that he was.
Yeah. I have
Yeah, no.
He went and
guys.
kidnapped all the children for Halsey.
I got a theory. I'm really worried that they're going to do this. I don't have any confirmation. This is just my mind playing tricks on me, but I think they may have merged Captain Keyes and Sergeant Johnson into one character and made it the new Captain Keyes, which is what is in the show, which is why they race swapped him, which we haven't mentioned that yet.
Yeah.
But Captain Keyes is a white guy in the games and he's a black guy in this one. Sergeant Johnson is a famously awesome freaking black character from the video games. And I think
Oh, that would make sense then.
I think they may have merged the two, and that kind of bothers the shit out of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because Johnson's way cooler. Like, he's so freaking cool. Like, he takes on
But you
Bruce.
said Keyes is really important.
He's very important, but
Okay.
he's not as cool as Johnson. Does
So
that make sense?
you want him to also be in it, not be morphed into one.
Oh yeah, Johnson needs to be in the show.
Yeah, Johnson was a much bigger character in the games than Keyes
Okay.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find myself questioning the Spartan training methods.
Oh, they're terrible.
Yeah.
The whole like I'm gonna lie to you and mind erase you.
Well, it's like they don't have a couple days of helmet safety training. It's like you're in a combat area. Why do you take your helmet off
I
ever?
don't know.
Ever. Just you should never take your helmet off.
Yeah.
It's poor.
I can't complain about it anymore. I mean, I'd be complaining about it every 20 seconds because he does. He just takes his helmet off all the freaking time. Yeah. Anything else? What happens?
He's making Kai take hers off too.
I know. I want to see your hair. Take your helmet off.
Well, it was funny because in that scene, well, we'll get to it.
Dudes hate wearing helmets.
So the UNSC is out in full force trying to get the newly discovered artifact out of its casing, and Miranda shows up with the rest of Silver Team. Master Chief notices Kai has removed her emotional regulator and sidelines her, but Kai is all like, you removed your emotional regulator, why not sideline yourself? But Chief is having none of her shit and puts her in Spartan timeout. And this was the scene where it basically like he saw her without her helmet on, she puts her helmet on, he calls her over, and they both take their helmets off.
So stupid.
So you put grease paint in your hair. Why? When did you take your thing out?
Yeah.
I just like how Chief like just instantly recognizes like, okay, like
There's something different about her.
Yeah, she did something wrong.
Which is fine. I mean, she
Magic.
has pink hair now, so like, yeah, there's something different about you.
I did like that scene that she had with the heavy dude. What's his
Yeah,
name?
I can't remember.
She's asking
Vic or
Do you-
something. What
Do
is
you
it?
ever wonder?
Vanek.
Vanek.
Do you ever wonder why you don't wonder?
Yeah, and he's like, I wonder why you dumbass questions. I was like, thank you. I like that guy.
Yeah, that was a good
That
question.
was fun.
Yeah, he's a cool character. I want to get more of him, and I want more of that sass too.
Yeah.
I want more of that.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to be like when his modulator chip gets taken out.
I don't know. Hope he's just a complete asshole.
But it is funny because like you're watching this and you're like, okay, Chief's being kind of unreasonable because he doesn't have his emotional regulator, and he's saying that she's unfit for combat because she removed hers. But then like later on in the episode, he's proven right.
Well, he's being a complete hypocrite, but he can handle this shit and she can't.
Yeah, and he's got a ghost in his brain now too,
Oh, and it kind of like,
which should be really distracting, right?
well, I mean, I'm used to
I
having.
mean, every
Cortana.
time he points his gun at something, Cortana's telling him, "You can't do that. You got to do something else. You got to go over here." That would drive me crazy.
That's normal for their relationship. The whole bit where they go in the battle and she's like, do this, do that. And he's like, I know what I'm doing. Like, that's straight from the freaking comic books and video games and stuff.
All right.
Like, she's constantly trying to tell him what he should do, like, according to protocol. And he's the one who goes, no, I'm going to do what's right. And that's just how the relationship works. The only bit that really kind of irked me the wrong way a little bit is because Chief was being a hypocrite when he told the chick to go F off. And then Cortana was like, she's right. A little bit of pushback in a relationship is good. I'm just like, we really gonna do that? We really gonna do this right now? Like, come on. Whatever. It is what it is. What happens next?
All right. Master Chief goes to Captain Keyes with his concerns about Halsey, but Keyes is in league with his ex-wife and warns her and Admiral Parangoski about Chief's knowledge. However, Master Chief picks up on the fact that all of his superiors seem to be lying to him and betraying him.
Dun, dun, dun. So I have to double check this, and maybe somebody in our Discord, Dan, in our Discord, you can double check this on me. I think in core canon, Halsey made a point to never lie to her Spartans. Like, she was always 100% honest because she never wanted to lose their trust, because they wanted her or them to trust her implicitly. Like, oh, that's Halsey. She's always has our best interest in mind. And it's specifically for this very reason, because all this shit that's happening with Chief and how much he hates her and stuff like that. That's why in the core canon, she never did any of that stuff to prevent this. So I don't know why they made that change. I might be wrong. Maybe I read it wrong or something, but I was reading up on like the Spartan program and how it all started. And Halsey was very like adamant that she needed the full trust of her Spartans at all times.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And this Halsey is just like lying.
Well, it seems like this Halsey is just relying on like the training to kick in so that they don't question her and she can just do whatever she wants.
Yeah. Seems like a poor plan.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's not very realistic.
It's like, how can you have a super smart, super intelligent, like very aware, Spartan who then doesn't ask any questions.
Right.
Like,
You should have just gone with robots.
yeah.
Well, he didn't ask questions until Kwan Ha got to him. He like touched the artifact.
No, it was the artifact. It had nothing to do with freaking Kwan Ha.
Well, no. So like the artifact changed him, but when he was with Kwan Ha and she was like, "You killed my mother. Why don't you ever question your orders?" That's when he was like, "Oh, why don't I ever question my orders?" So she was like the catalyst for his current state of being.
I reject that.
If they have mind control, emotion dampener chips
Right.
in them, why would the other dude want to be a deserter earlier? The dude,
Didn't work on him.
he's just immune to the.
He's not immune, but maybe he just pushed back a little bit harder than
Did
the
they
rest
not
of them.
have those then?
Well, no. He talked about how he removed his chip early
Oh.
on, and that was one of the reasons why he was able to go AWOL.
Oh, they
and
did
stuff.
cover that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
It was
But okay.
in that flashback.
It
I
was
think.
in episode 2 where like he's talking with John about like removing the John can't taste food and all this other stuff, and
Oh, okay. Yeah. I do remember that.
yeah, and he's like, once you remove that chip in your spine, like a whole new world opens up to you.
Oh man, wait till you taste peanut butter.
All right, what happens next?
All right, creepy Aiden uses a laser to try to free the artifact from its casing, causing the artifact to send out a distress signal that practically paralyzes everyone at the camp and lets McKee know where it's at. Luckily, Master Chief is able to make contact with it and have it stop before anyone can get hurt.
Why didn't this kill everyone? It was like a sonic boom. It looked like a fucking bomb went off. Did like when it was like.
Yeah.
Why didn't that kill everyone? Shouldn't that have at least made everyone
Death.
brains explode?
Well, it seemed like it was hurting him for sure.
Should have busted some eardrums at least, right?
Yeah.
Something. But we don't know what
Little
damage.
ear bleeding.
Yeah. I mean, they were obviously in pain. Well, I thought it was kind of cool that a little bit of detail where like everybody that was outside next to the thing was like, oh my God, it's so loud. They were freaking out. But Miranda, who was inside her ship and protected, was like, it was affecting her, but not as much. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
But like the creepy guy who was standing right next to it,
He should have been dead.
he should have been dead.
Something should have happened to him more than just like,
He was just like,
ow, I have a headache. Yeah. It would have been a nice little detail to see some like nosebleeds or something, you know?
Give me some death.
Yeah. I mean, come on, they were like blowing people in half in the first episode.
Right?
Like, where'd that go?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to it in a minute.
All right, let's hit it.
Go ahead.
So as Miranda gets sidelined from the artifact once again, Master Chief makes contact with the big artifact and learns that he was stolen from his parents as a child by Halsey. When he comes to, Halsey tries to gaslight him again, but Chief is having none of it and tries to attack her, but Cortana takes him over and prevents him from hurting the mad scientist.
I thought she wasn't able to do this yet.
What, turn them off?
Yeah. Didn't she say why don't I have access to his like full control or something?
She hasn't taken over him completely, but if you remember back when they were first testing out Cortana, he touches the artifact, he's having the flashback memories, then she takes him over just like she did in this episode.
Okay.
And then like the interface with the artifact just stops when she takes him over.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So she can shut him down or like put him in
coma.
sleep. Yeah. But
But
she
she
can't
can't
like
control
control
him.
him. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. It's fine. I don't know what the point of it was. I mean, I guess we'll have to see.
The point of it was he was about to kill Halsey, and so
No, I know.
Cortana had to stop it.
I know that, but I'm just like this whole confrontation. Like, where's the end game for this? Like, is he gonna? Obviously, he doesn't trust Halsey anymore. He learns the real history about where his parents went, how he got into the Spartan program. Now, what is he gonna quit? He's not gonna be a Spartan anymore.
Pirate.
Can't do
Pirate
that.
life is the life for me.
Is he gonna join the Covenant?
Well,
Like,
I think that this is all set up for him basically not taking cues from the UNSC anymore. Like he's going to become more of a leader because he doesn't trust his command, and that's going to lead to the Master Chief that we see on the Halo ring in season 2, probably.
Okay, we'll have to see. I'm really deflated about this
Yeah,
show.
I mean, I think he's becoming more like the video game Master Chief. Like this is like his arc to that point this season.
I'm not sure I needed that, but okay.
Well, don't you feel like if they had just like trimmed down the journey of him getting there by cutting Kwan Ha out, it would have made like I'm being serious.
No, I
it
know.
would have made like the journey of watching him get to that point
Yeah.
more enjoyable. And at this point, like I just feel exhausted watching this. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, take Kwan Ha's story out of this, and you basically turn these 4 episodes into like what 2.5,
Yeah.
and you'd be done with his journey.
Yeah,
Or
just
they
get
could-
him there.
They could at least expand on his story a little bit more.
Just make it full on Master Chief.
That's the show we wanted. Right?
Yeah. We wanted a Master Chief show.
I'm enjoying the flashbacks. Give me more of that.
Yeah, and give us more time with like Vanek and Riz. And
Give us more time with Silver Team for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody
and him with the team, that's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even care about like everything that's going on with like Miranda and Halsey. All of that shit's boring to me.
I like Miranda with the Silver Team people.
I like that stuff more than the
I did
Kwan
like
Ha
that.
stuff.
Her and Kai.
Well, anything's better than the Kwan Ha stuff.
At least we're getting into what makes Master Chief tick with that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
The other things just like whatever.
But there's so much emphasis on the Kwan Ha stuff. And I hate it so much that now I'm nitpicking everything else in the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, guys, before we talk about the super epic, awesome 13-minute battle sequence, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, real quick, if you want to play an awesome video game that's not Halo, go to saltynerd.com/DC and download Dragon Champions. It's a free mobile game that you can download and help support us. Type in the promo code SALTY underneath the settings area, and you can get access to like a new character and a bunch of really cool stuff that kind of helps you along your way. Get to level 20, and you can join our guild. Our guild is about half full. We only have room for 25 people, so hurry up, get to level 20, apply for the guild membership. JT or Matt Vader over here will grant you access. And it'll be a ton of fun.
They'll knight you.
Just search for the Salty Nerd podcast in the game, and that'll bring our guild up for you.
In the guild tab. Yep,
absolutely. And by the way, it's a hero collection kind of fighting game. You can go PvP, or you can do like a storyline campaign type thing. Upgrade your characters, have a lot of fun. There's no transactions needed. It's completely free, and you guys get to support us. So head over there, download Dragon Champions.
What level are you at, Vader?
64.
Damn.
Coming up in the world.
Yeah.
I made it, I think 24 now. I can't remember.
Tapped out.
I got my ass kicked.
You did?
I did. I went into like a campaign. And it was like, you do the campaign missions, and I was like going along, and then I like upgraded to the next level campaign. I was like, oh, cool. Click. And it was like, I got my ass handed to me.
Make sure you upgrade your heroes.
Yeah, apparently I didn't do enough. But anyway, all right. So action sequence. Take it away.
Speaking of upgrading heroes. All right. So I'm going to go through the entire, basically last half of this episode, last quarter or whatever. When Master Chief comes to, he's upset to discover Cortana can just shut him down whenever she wants. But before he can get too pissed off, the Covenant show up and begin attacking the camp. Chief and Silver Team try to transport the artifact to Halsey's ship, but without the help of her emotional regulator, Kai becomes overwhelmed by the horrors of war and looks like she's going to get destroyed by the Covenant forces. Master Chief abandons the artifact in order to save Kai, letting Riz and Vanek take over the mission. Chief saves Kai, but Riz and Vanek get blasted off the mountain by the Covenant, and a massive alien called a Brute appears, kicks Chief's butt, and disappears with the artifact back up into a Covenant ship. Before the Covenant ship leaves, McKee lands in a drop pod, and it looks like the Covenant ship is trying to kill her. Chief comes upon her just as she pretends to pass out, and it looks like she's an escaped prisoner of the Covenant. The episode ends with the Covenant getting away with the artifact, the UNFC forces almost wiped out, Silver Team in complete disarray, and Chief looking suspiciously at McKee.
She looks like the most well taken care of
Oh my
prisoner
God. She's
of
got
war.
like manicured hair and like a nice outfit.
She's clean.
I'm like,
she's like, make it look good.
Oh my
and then when
God.
she pops out, I was like, I thought they were going to make it look good.
Yeah, when she's like, make it look good, I thought they were gonna like beat the shit out of
I
her
thought
and then
so
toss her
too.
out the side.
Yeah, she should have at least been bloody and dirty.
Something like I
Yeah.
thought that Brute, like when she popped up, she's like, make it look good. I thought that Brute was gonna be like, whoa, bow, like smash her in the
How
face or something.
exactly do they make it look bad then?
I don't. That doesn't make any sense.
Very
whole
suspicious.
McKee's like undercover, especially in that first episode where I was like, all this dude had to ask was like one question. That captain from the ship, like ask one question, and her whole story falls apart.
Yeah.
Same exact thing here.
Yeah.
Like, who's not going to ask a question like, who are you and why are you so well taken care of by the Covenant?
Also, right before she gets jutted out of the Covenant ship, she's sitting there like playing with her like finger shivs.
She's trying to go full Queen Kane. She's just not making it work.
She's got more than one of those apparently. So
anyway, so visually, this action scene is stunning. It was great.
Yeah.
Ton of fun. This is the best the show's been since it started.
The best battle scene since the first battle scene in episode 1.
yeah. You know what I really loved was like that part where basically Chief jumps on like the Banshee, crashes it into the ground, and then like he just like stands up amongst the flaming debris and just kind of like cracks his neck.
Yeah.
Like I was like, give me more of that. Like the CG was janky, obviously, but like it was still a really cool shot.
Dude,
I thought the CGI was was good.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And the practical explosions worked really well.
I meant that particular scene where it's basically a CGI Master Chief.
Oh,
just, like,
okay. When he's like
up.
jumping off the cliff and it's clearly
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I gotcha. I love the scene where the freaking dude. I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching this and the drop pods dropped down and the infantry came out,
Oh,
and
I got chills. Yeah.
grunts and freaking jackals with the shields.
We finally saw the grunts.
Dude, I lost my shit. I was like, yes! I was like jumping out of my seat. I was so freaking excited. And watching them like kill the poor Marine with the freaking needler, and then he explodes out the back, and then the Spartans are running next to the Jeep. I was like, oh, I was nerding
It was
out.
very,
dude. So freaking cool.
very Starship Troopers.
It does have that vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that vibe off of it.
Which I'm not complaining about it at all. I think that works really well in like a live action Halo, because it does get that same feeling, especially the outfits look the same too.
Poor grunts.
Well, I love that. He's like, let me drive or whatever. He shoots the grunt right in the face. I was like, it's classic Master Chief. Like, they know what they're doing when they're doing it right. Like, obviously, they've done enough research. They've gotten a lot of core canon right. They've done a lot of cool things with the characters. And when they're doing these battle sequences, they get it right. It's just the show itself, the pacing is weird. And like the inclusion of Kwan Ha just like derails everything else. It's so weird. I think I tweeted out after I saw this episode, I was like, this episode has both the worst scenes ever in this show, followed immediately by the best this show's ever done.
Yep.
Like it's such a weird like duality with this thing. I don't get it, but it was I had a lot of fun. I could watch this 13 minutes over and over again. I had a blast.
And I did like how it tied into the opening of the show, where basically Chief abandons the primary mission in order to save a member of his team. And that's the kind of like, that's the kind of Master Chief we see from the games, where like he's like, I got to save people. That's my job. And he does it in the most badass way possible. In that scene where the Brute showed up, I was like, oh,
dude, when it comes down out of the gravity lift and he's like just sitting there. Yeah, that was dope.
I'm just ready for somebody to take this series and just edit out the Kwan Ha stuff.
Oh, please do
like
that.
we talked about. It would be great.
It would be awesome.
And it wouldn't change the story hardly at all.
Not as far as I can tell. Like you can have her in there because like Kate was talking about that first interaction where he's like, he gets the kill order and he doesn't do it. But once they leave and she gets left on the rubble, like that's it. Wash your hands of it.
All done.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was great. 13 minutes. A lot of fun.
But Kwan Ha is going to teach the freedom fighters about the ways of the desert, so that when the Covenant show up, they can all pop up from beneath the sand and tase them to death.
I just want them
deep.
Yeah, she really should have been played by Zendaya, shouldn't she?
Yeah. Oh, that would have made it better.
Definitely would have made it better.
She makes everything better.
Zendaya.
I don't want to watch Zendaya in something that I hate. So I'm gonna disagree with you there. Because this character is so grating and so infuriating and doesn't need to be in this at all.
Yeah. Why are we still talking about Kwan Ha?
Yeah, we got to talk about the action.
The battle sequence, dude. Like, what did you like about it? As a non-Halo fan, what stood out to you?
It was a cool battle scene. I don't know. It was fun. It was what I want when I watch this kind of a show.
Yeah,
the special effects are so next level now. They're so seamlessly inserted into these things. It's kind of mind blowing the way that the ship looks up in the sky.
It's
like anytime you have like a capital ship hovering in
orbit
in
like lower atmosphere.
It's cool looking. Like in Star Wars when the
over Jeddah
when the ships are like over Jeddah, you're like, damn! It gives you like a scope of how big these things are and how they shouldn't just be floating there.
Honestly,
it's goofy, but yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Once they grabbed the artifact and they gravity lifted it out of there, I thought for sure they were going to turn that freaking laser beam on and just glass that whole area. Like that would have been dope.
That would have been really cool.
If it would have just been like
McKee was down there though.
I know, but like if they would have restructured the scene a little bit to where they got all the Spartans onto Halsey's ship that was still able to fly, and they were like escaping as it was blowing up, as it getting glass, that would have been freaking cool.
I also liked like once the Covenant got the artifact, Master Chief's there, and he's not giving up. He's like, Cortana, I need a weapon.
Yeah.
And he freaking like gets like the assault rifle and like spins it around and starts shooting and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, give me more of that.
Yeah.
Man.
I want 4 episodes of that for the rest of the season.
And I also like how so in the game, you're only allowed to carry 2 weapons at a time. And so like Chief just keeps like throwing away his weapons and picking up like, Covenant weapons, just like you do in the game.
Wait a second. You can't carry around 47 different
No,
weapons
no.
in your
You got
backpack.
you got primary, secondary, grenades.
In your backpack of infinite
No,
godliness.
Yeah, that's part of the strategy of the game. That's why they call
Yeah.
it Combat Evolved.
it's
I like that. I like that a lot.
the key.
Makes you think about what kind of weapon.
Absolutely.
You have, right?
The key, you want to know the magic key to beat freaking just about anybody? Get the plasma pistol.
Yeah.
Fully charged, right? You're walking up. And Chief did this to that Spartan in this part where he was rescuing the chick. He like charged up the plasma pistol and shot the elite. And that one charged shot will take their shields down. And then you can either melee them, which defeats them, or a shotgun blast, which he also, first time we get to see a freaking shotgun in this show. Oh,
Nice.
I nerded out so much about that, man. It was cool. But yeah, plasma pistol and then melee, that's like the key to defeating the elites.
Like the entire end of this show was like something out of the video game. It was fantastic.
Loved it. Why can't they do this all the time? It's driving me up a wall right now.
Why can't they make good Star Trek? Fuck,
Oh, here we go.
Oh, shit.
We'll do that on Saturday.
Yeah, your Saturday streams are doing really good,
Yeah,
man.
they're actually
Yeah,
doing really well.
Same network, CBS.
yeah.
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 Maybe
Don't let
Kurtzman
Don't
should take
let
over
Kurtzman
Halo.
touch Halo.
Do it. Ruin that franchise too, you ass. Maybe Will Wheaton can do an after show.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I could scour every detail of this battle sequence. It's a ton of fun. I liked how, like, she takes her little inhibitor chip thing out, and then when she's in the shit and she's watching freaking Marines get blown apart, and she just starts losing her shit. She's like, "Oh my god, I can't handle this!" And you see the little warning, boop 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 boop, go off on her helmet.
You're having a stroke.
You're having a stroke. Like that's exactly what Master Chief meant when she's like, "You're not ready for this. You can't handle it." I love that he could handle it and she couldn't. That's kind of funny. Like a little.
Well, also we see Master Chief lose it, where like basically like his anger overtakes him, and he like turns a elite's face into mush and all this other stuff. So it's a different type of like emotion for him as opposed to like her, where she was just overwhelmed by like all like the carnage.
It's toxic masculinity.
Well, okay, so now that you've said that,
Yeah.
I just want to point out that like when Master Chief and Kai were having that one-on-one where he was like, "You're not ready for this,"
Right.
there was no why, because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
It was just because we're both soldiers and I'm Master Chief and you're not, and I know what you're ready for and what you're not ready for. And I appreciated that there wasn't a little insert of, "I can do it. Anything you can do, I can do." Like, I don't fucking need that. We're talking about soldiers, not about like femininity
Fist
and
bump.
toxic men. Don't fucking fist bump me.
That's my job.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You forced it.
Well, I also like, so like in the last episode where Miranda is kind of like testing Silver Team, she's like, "I'm trying to figure out what's so special about Master Chief," and Banning's just like,
He's the Master Chief.
Yeah. Like that's the answer.
Yep. That's it. That's all I have for this. I mean, it was a great 13 minutes. The rest of the show is really struggling for
Yeah, I
me.
mean, it was exciting. It was well shot. You could tell what was going on. We got to see like the jackals and the grunts and the brutes and like pretty much, all we'd seen up to this point were the elites and the prophets.
You were stressing me out with that whole nonsense about like, oh, the Covenant's only elites now. And I'm like, no, you have to have grunts, man.
They got worm things. They got grunts.
They got everybody so far.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of anything that they're missing.
And I also like how formidable they make the Covenant. Like, like they seem like an actual threat, like whenever they show up.
Which completely undermines everything that Kwan Ha's doing again. Because it's like, you have the Covenant breathing down your neck and you're worried about this freaking dopey freaking fascist leader of your town. Like, come on.
You mean Venture Grath, the hero of Madrigal? The guy who's trying to defeat Kwan Ha?
Yeah. Is he the good guy in that story?
He is the good guy in that story.
No.
I mentioned that in our last recap. I was like, Venture Graff is the good guy. He's the hero. He's the one who's trying to stop Kwan Ha.
I don't know if I can root for a space fascist. He's fighting for the UNSC against the Covenant, so technically he's supposed to be a good guy.
Yeah, he's also fighting against an insurgency.
And a terrible character. All right, I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, me too.
I got nothing.
All right. So overall, what are your final thoughts about this episode, and how would you rate it compared to the previous 4?
Like I said, it's right down the middle because it's got both the best and the worst in a single episode. It's right down. It's good. It's good. It's really good. But I don't know, man. This show is kind of. I should have picked Severance. That was between Severance and this show, and I was like, "Let's do Halo," and I'm like,
You were so excited.
I really was. What about you, V? What do you think? As a non-Halo fan, you care?
Cool battle.
Okay.
Cool battle. Yeah, I'm still not hating the show. I'm definitely I want to finish it, see where it goes, but Kwan Ha still, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Maybe she'll die.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, probably not.
She's going to be season 2, bro. Go ahead.
I don't like this show. I don't hate it because there are things about it that I like. I hate Kwan Ha, and that's what's making me not like the show. And I think that this is just me, in my opinion. So I think that Kwan Ha was written into the show because the show creators were like, we need a strong female character. And here's how you write a strong female character. You just don't make it important that she's a female. And I feel like when people are writing strong female characters, they feel like they have to write them in a certain way. And it just makes, a lot of the time, it makes that character really grating and annoying and whiny and bitchy and not fun to watch. You know who's a great strong female character in this? Halsey, Miranda, Kai. And you know how I can tell that they're written as strong female characters? Because it doesn't fucking matter that they're female. If you took any of those characters and you switched them to be a male, it wouldn't matter and it wouldn't change the story at all. And that's how you write a strong female character. Don't make it matter. Why do you have to make the strong female character be a whiny little bitch that I hate? Why are you writing characters like this?
I don't know. It's a good question. That's a fair point, though. Because it's not like they don't have other female characters in this show that, like, if they really wanted to have to check the box.
Yeah.
Like, they're there. They're right in front of you.
Like Alien. Ripley was originally supposed to be a male character. They switched it to a female character, and it's awesome because they didn't specifically write it to be a female.
Yeah, let me pose this to you guys. So instead of Kwan Ha, let's say that the character that was in the first episode at the deuterium mining plant with General Ha was Soren. He was a pirate. He was delivering some supplies to the resistance in exchange for money. The Covenant attacks. Soren gets, injured. Master Chief recognizes him, and then he's the one that he betrays the UNSC over because he's an old friend. They have history together.
That would have been so much more
Quit
better
making
of a
this
story.
show better.
He takes Soren back to Rubble, and then like the Kwan Ha storyline that we're getting now, we're actually following Soren as, he's trying to figure out something to do with like the artifact or, getting Master Chief's back or something.
You had me at, instead of Kwan Ha, have it be Soren. Hey, this guy is a pirate. He's wanted by the UNSC. Bring him in. He brings him in. He's under his programming, but then something cracks. And he's like, no, he's my friend. I knew him when I was a kid. I got to save him. That would have made so much more sense.
So much more sense because they have a shared history and there's a reason for him to do what he's doing. Everything that he did with Kwan Ha made zero sense because he never met her before. She's a stranger. She's just some girl. Yeah. And they wedged in this whole, you killed my mother. And I feel bad.
Them working together as a team, Chief and Soren, like when they're trying to escape and they're trying to like rejigger the ship to get out of there, that would have been so much more cool because he would have been like, oh, I know this stuff.
That would have been a way more solid storyline.
Yeah, dude. That's why he's a science fiction writer.
See,
right?
we fix shows.
Right there.
We fix them.
Look at that book right there.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah,
that would be much more interesting.
That's 100%.
Yeah, because like I said from the beginning that I always thought that a good Halo show would be kind of like an Aliens proposition where you have a group of space Marines and like you get the ensemble cast, male, female, culturally diverse, whatever. And Master Chief is the one leading them through these impossible situations. And so like, you see Master Chief come up as a character through their eyes. And I just think it would have been a stronger kind of way to do that. But as we've gotten into the show, like the Silver Team stuff is the really interesting stuff. And Soren was part of Silver Team. And so like, I loved all the stuff with Kai and Miranda, the last episode. This where we actually get to see them like in combat with one another and how they have each other's backs and like all this other stuff and how Master Chief leads them. Like to me, that's when this show really shines, is when we actually get to see the Spartans do their Spartan thing. And I just want more of that. Like every time we cut to Kwan Ha, like we're distracting from the main storyline. And I think that's a lot of the issue with the show is that, they have this like kind of like character that no one likes that's kind of just taking us away from the main action.
Even the people in the show don't like her. I feel bad for the act. This is that circumstance where I feel more bad for the actress who is portraying this character, because it's not her fault that her character is just dog shit written.
Yeah,
she's just doing what's on the paper. She's doing, she's doing a job.
No bad thoughts.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with what Keller Marie Tran when she was doing Tico or whatever the hell. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same freaking thing. Like, it's not her freaking fault that Rose Tico is written so atrociously. It's just a bummer, dude.
Her character was just. Yeah.
Oh man, why do they keep doing this to people?
Hey, guess what, guys? We're not going to defeat what we hate.
Oh God, stop.
Are you quoting the last line? we can't defeat what we hate by hate. We have to love. What was that stupid? I don't care.
Don't summon that. Don't put that hate on me, dude.
Just set your day up. The rest of the day, you'll be sitting there steaming. Fucking Rose Tico. Okay, well, that's it for the Halo review. What do you guys think? Comment below. Are you in? Did you like this 13 minutes of awesomeness, or is it not enough for you? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've surpassed 5,000 subscribers, so thank you all. Thank you all for being there and helping us out. We will be doing like we've already done our celebration stream.
We had a really great celebration stream.
By the time this video comes out, we will have already done the celebration stream.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for your support. Really do appreciate it. 5K is a great milestone. V, where can they find you on the socials, bud?
You can find me at Matt Vader 74 on the Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Gitter.
Any other places?
Grinder. OnlyFans.
It's not funny.
OnlyFans?
Yeah, I got.
God, that must be lit.
I have a. Just you get to see a little bit of my butt crack. It's really awesome. And
it looks like boobs.
Did you see Batman?
Yeah.
Did you see Batman's wearing a new hat?
Is he?
That's nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Straw hat.
And probably some other stuff out there too that I don't even know I'm on. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Jude, where can they find you at?
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram and on TikTok, and that's it.
Okay. Matthew Kadish.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter. Kadishbooks.com takes you to my Amazon page where you can check out my novels. And also let us know what you thought of this new, more relaxed format as we're going forward, because I really don't want to put too much work into the show.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't feel like it was that much more relaxed.
Yeah, you still.
Every time we tried to go off the rails, Kadish was like,
I got to go through this part of the show. Yeah. So, well, what are you doing?
Well, it wasn't you guys. Like, my recaps just weren't all that detailed. I didn't sit down and actually go through the episode all that much.
I want to talk about my awesome foresting skills some more.
Boy Scouts. Or not Boy Scouts.
I challenge you to a survival mission.
We have to.
No, you would not.
Yes, I would.
No, you would not.
Dude, I can live on my fat stores alone.
Okay, I have a new T-shirt idea.
What's that?
It's the hide and seek champion shirt with Bigfoot, but it's Vader.
Look, I'm gonna blend into my surroundings right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
See? Couldn't see me, right?
Where are you?
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Where are you?
That's right. Here I am.
Are we still going? Oh, sorry guys. See you later. We were just hanging out. Bye. Thank you. See ya.
Instead of the cold open, it's the cold ending.
I'm invisible.
It's just more of this, and then it gets gradually quieter.
That's fine. No, we'll work with that. Have fun editing that one, Kadish.
Stay salty.